Here we are today at Topanga State Park, which is located in the Santa Monica Mountains. It has over 11,000 acres of land. There are many different trails to hike depending on how far you want to go or how difficult the trails will be. The hikes range from 2 to more than 8 miles. The park has many beautiful views of the ocean, Los Angeles, a waterfall, different animals, plants, and rocks like Eagle Rock. We will be going through a hike and showing many geological examples throughout it.
To begin with, we started on this trail. This trail is called the Eagle Rock Trail because of the rock towards the end that is shaped like an eagle. As we started going more into the trail, we saw hills such as these. Hills are way smaller than mountains and they can be formed by the plate tectonic and volcano erosions. They have obvious summits, and that is because of the way it's formed, because of the erosions that created the landform. As we got more into the trail, we started seeing rocks such as these with different types of layers. So I'm going to go into the rock ageism. So rock ageism is just an assumption made that unless something has happened to the rock, the newer rocks will be layered on top of the older rocks. After this, we started seeing water streams. Water streams are basically a body of water with the surface flowing within the bed or the banks of the channel. Within the channels of the water, the flowing of streams transports the sediment of the rocks. Most rocks and minerals are denser in the water. The faster the stream flows, the more energy it has. The rocks near waterfalls or streams are sediment. Sediment can erode stream beds made of soft rocks, such as sandstones and limestones. The particles found in the water are the amount of sediments carried down through the stream. Right here is a chart basically showing the stream process. So basically also shown right here is erosion by streams. So the flowing streams pick up and transport materials by eroding sediments from their banks. Streams can also carry ions and ionic compounds that dissolve easily within the water. So the water flow is by the water entering through the stream system by direct precipitation in the channel from the ground flow. The Topanga State Park has 36 miles of open field land and several trails to experience.
Here at Topanga State Park, you can see a lot of process called weathering and erosion. Here we can see an example of a type of sedimentary rock named sandstone. Sandstone is made up of sand-sized mineral particles or rock fragments. When looking closely at the sandstone, you can see that many have holes that have been created over time. The reason some of these rocks have holes within them is due to the natural process of decay, weathering, and erosion, which all cause trapped minerals within the sandstone to decay faster than the surrounding rock. This gives the rocks an almost Swiss cheese kind of look. The sandstone within the state park shows heavy evidence of the process of weathering, mostly caused by rainfall. This tree is an example of the toll that both physical and chemical weathering have changed the tree's physical form, which have also created holes inside the trunk. As you head back down to the parking lot, you can also take notice of how the dirt trail has been worn down by running water, such as rainfall. Here on the side of this dirt wall, you can notice how weathering has caused the dirt to be shaped in this particular manner. Also, notice how there's a bit of sedimentation already occurring here.
Over here we see an example of a detrital sedimentary rock. This particular one is a sandstone because it is made out of mostly sand-sized minerals or rock fragments. Most sandstones are made up of quartz because they are resistant minerals to weathering. These are the most abundant minerals and can be made of feldspars, micas, quartz, and clay. As you can see, it is very well sorted and it is sub-rounded with a low sphericity. It is sub-rounded because you can see the rounder parts of this sedimentary rock. Or here is another example of it too. And for this particular rock, you can see how it was manipulated by man and a screw was put through it.
Formation of sedimentary rocks starts once magma produces igneous rocks that are later on broken down into pieces. Igneous rocks are usually broken down by wind or water. Those pieces are then turned into sediment after mixing with water. Sediment then settles in layers and forms into a rock after being compressed. Each layer contains different things, such as fossils, and since each layer is different, the shades of color found on sedimentary rocks is also different. Each rock has lines that go through it, and we can observe these lines on many of the rocks that are found throughout the Santa Monica Mountains. As you can see here are some of the rocks that can be found throughout the Santa Monica Mountains, specifically Topanga State Park. When you walk through the park and you take a trail, you could see a bunch of the different rocks that are on the sides next to the mountains. Here are other rocks that can be found when you do the waterfall trail, which leads you to the waterfall that carries sediment to form these rocks. Mountains are formed when a continental drift occurs as two pieces of land collide. One piece is forced under the other piece of land over a long period of time. As the pieces of land collide, the land experiences stress, which is later on relieved through the formation of mountains. The Santa Monica Mountains experience a lot of tectonic activity, which helps explain why this area is filled with mountains. As we can see here by the pictures and videos, there are a bunch of different mountains from different sizes, and these can be found throughout Topanga State Park, and you can hike through them as well.
This is another example of a detrital sedimentary rock. This is part of a conglomerate rock which consists of largely rounded gravel to pebbles. The texture of this rock is coarse and clastic and has rounded particles. It is formed by the lithification of gravel, and as you can see, it contains granules, pebbles, and cobbles. These are larger than 2 millimeters in diameter, and the space between is normally filled with calcite or quartz in order to hold the rock together. This type of rock is formed by strong waters, which could have been because of the beach and the fact that there was water in the area a long time ago.
These rocks are called sedimentary rocks. They are deposited out of air, wind, and gravity. These sediments often form rock into loose material. As we can see, there are huge rocks all around the sediments. As we can see, these rocks have a vascular texture. Being an extrusive igneous rock, it is consists of voids left by gas bubbles that escaped as lava solidified. These rocks can cool quickly, and as a result, these rocks are fine-grained or has lack of crystal growth.